Good evening. I wanted to say good morning. Good evening, D. How are you, my friend? We are live.
Yeah, man. Good evening.
This is a weird little moment. We're going to be doing the 52 Creators Challenge. It is starting literally today. It was supposed to start Monday. We'll talk about that. Just know things happen, things break. We got a lot of really cool things that are coming out. Obviously, you're aware of. I am hearing a little bit of feedback. If you can figure that out, I'm not sure. I'm hearing a speaker. Um, and we are going to kick off the 52 Creators Challenge. Very excited about it. I know this. We're part of the challenge, right? So we are literally part of the challenge.
Right.
And I'm going to announce some of the things, some of our goals. We do know that we didn't give a lot of notice tonight, so we're hoping to get somebody on for crying out loud. And for people that are in the group, two things. Either we're going to cancel the group or we're going to keep the group. I'll cancel this one, restart a new group, and let's aim for people that are needing and wanting this, right? Because I wish this existed just 2, 3, 5 years ago. Actually, a little longer than that. Let's just say 5 years ago. I wish that it was available. Why? Because you had to figure things out. You had to figure things out. It was very difficult. I know my very first 6-figure income year is when I went pro, and I worked for a Fortune 500 company. And I mean, I was, the money was there, but it wasn't 6-figure. And but as soon as I got a mentor, and he understood my goals, he's like, Tim, do you want to be on the beginning of a train or do you want to be on the tail? And I'm like, yeah, I want to be on the beginning. 2, part of the deal was I had to tell him what my, I love creation. I love, living your dream and living with your passion. And that did, he's like, well, where are you with this company? And they kill the passion. They kill the dream, right? And that's when the epiphany hit. And he's like, listen, at the end of the day, and this is what was, for me, it was a mind shift. It says at the end of the day, you show up for a job, you have to perform, or what happens?
Dude, you're fired.
You're fired. So if you're doing it for somebody else, why not do it for yourself, right? If you're doing, like, you have to do it for somebody else, you have to.
Right.
And if you don't, you're fired. So, by the way, if anyone is joining, if you could share, that would be cool. We're trying to grow this group. We need participation. We need you to show the love because we're going to give you our all. We're also part of the of this challenge. We're going to talk about some of the things that was behind the curtain for a while that we're excited about. We're also going to talk about tonight, the industry, what is changing that you have to be aware of. Matter of fact, that's one of the reasons for our servers. There was a lot of things that have gone on in the industry that there's like a server change that needed to be done. Not to mention, for the things that we have going on, it was time. So we're going to talk about that. But more importantly, we're going to talk about the challenge, what you need to do right now. I will say this for anyone that's watching, there is a book. Are you able to put things across the screen or no?
No.
Okay. So I am going to put it across the screen right now. And this is it. I highly recommend that you get this book, and it is called, and we're going to refer to this often. Matter of fact, somebody asked me, and I told him the other day. So he was getting ahead of himself, which is cool because he's thinking right.
Right.
I'm telling you, folks, here's the deal. The book's called The Slight Edge. Here's the deal. A book, the information between 2 covers could be a mind shift for you. It literally, do you realize of all of the ideas that are in your head that are probably aching to come out? And it may be a book that sparks that it comes out. Right. Or it's a book that sparks your creativity that was in a perfect alignment. This book definitely helped me. especially as a creator, a digital creator, there's a lot of complicated stuff when you're into SaaS builds, software as a service, very complicated stuff. And we want to talk about that because when you look at Elon Musk, do you realize when he told people it was actually called the X card, I believe. Don't quote me on that. That's just what I remember. He was wanting to build this X card and he built a couple other things and he sold them, made some money. He actually sold something at a young age, made like $500. So that was his first thing. Okay. And, but with him, he created the X card, which eventually became PayPal. Do you realize how many people said, what is it?
Right.
Anyone that's listening tonight, you're going to go through this and you can't let it kill momentum. You can't let it kill your dreams. If anything, look at them with a smile because they just don't get it. Just like us, if we go live with this on our friends and family page only, they don't get it. Like that's the wrong market, right?
Right.
That's the wrong market. So we're going to talk about marketing. We're going to talk about all of the things. I'm going to give you literally the secret, like this, not to sound like, you got those people,
right. And they never tell you.
Yeah, I get that. But here's the deal. After doing a lot throughout my life and my career, I've been an entrepreneur since the age of 28 years old. I went out on my own, 3 young children. It's scary. I get that. But I took that and made it into fuel because just like my mentor said, hey, if you don't get the numbers or if you don't do the job for a company, you're done. So why not just establish all of those rules for yourself and work on your legacy, work on your dream? So going back to Elon Musk, he started PayPal. He was living in his office. So let's talk about that. Don't let this be a negative. Be frugal. Be resourceful. You got to be able to go to the well sometimes and figure things out. That's what this group is about. You guys need to use this group as a sounding board. When you're stuck, when you're frustrated, use this fucking group as a sounding board. That's what it is. Right. It's a sounding board. It's, hey, Tim, this is when I'm at and I'm stuck, right? Because I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to be freaking lonely. Excuse my language. You're going to be lonely. There's a lot of people out there that will resist creators. Look at the hate Elon Musk is getting now taking over Twitter. Are you kidding me? I actually heard somebody, it was really hard for me to keep shut. I was at Wegmans and I hear this conversation and this idiot actually said he actually paid billions for it. It doesn't even make any money. Are you kidding? That's the mindset, folks. And you cannot market to those people. You market to those people, you're going to get a big fat zero. So we're going to train you. Who is your market? I'm going to tell you right now, we have a product. I'm all over. So listen, I have physical product valuation of 3.5 million just recently. 3.5 million valuation. Can you buy a hamburger with valuation? No, but I'll tell you one thing. It's going to move the needle. Right. It can move the needle because I do hear some people throw that out a lot. It is, though, however, a report card that you got something. Yes or yes?
Yes.
All you have to do is put in the work. And anyone that shows up and puts in the work, you can be a huge success. You just got to believe in yourself. Don't market to the ones that think like that person that I heard say he's wasting his money. He's going to go broke. It's ridiculous. Okay. Once you start knowing how to do things, you rinse and repeat. D, if I was to take everything away from you, and we talked about the whole thing way back in the day when somebody was like going broke, right? Donald Trump. And he says, he turned it around and he made everybody look foolish, or he made the person they asked the question like, oh, he goes, number one, I got bored. Number two, I got placent. He got placent, meaning he started partying. Now he doesn't drink. He took advantage of the parties, doing deals, but he doesn't drink. Okay. You can learn from stuff like that. But here's the deal. He connected really well. And here's what he did. He says you take somebody and that's on welfare and you give him a few million and you give me 2 million, like he did his dad. Dad, can I borrow $1 million? By the way, anybody on here, I'm telling you right now, I'm not telling you to do it. I'm telling you right now, you can borrow $1 million. Do you believe me?
I'm sure you can get it.
You can do you realize there's people out there begging to like just not give it? They want to invest, right?
Right.
If you want, you got to just let me know in the comments that you want how you do that. I got 2.6 million for a client. This is when I had capital, 2.6 million. And then one weekend I got a little over $1 million. It was like 1.4 million. This person needed, and he needed it within the week, and we got it for him. Okay. It's called venture capitalist, meaning these are VCs that have money. Remember the left side and the right side of the cash flow quadrant. He's on the right side of the cash flow quadrant. He takes his money and he puts his money, and his money makes money.
Right.
So his money becomes an employee. That's how it works. Anybody can get money. Realistically, it's easy. Now, do you really want to give things up for it?
Well, I
had a conversation about this.
Yeah, but what do you want to give up for it?
I'm not going to give 45% of Spartero away. I'm not doing that. I will limp to success before I would do that. So be careful of that. I see a lot of people making mistakes where they give away the farm. Look at Twitter. Perfect example. What did Elon Musk say? Either you sell it to me or I'm just going to do a hostile takeover, because he had how many percent of it?
Right. Yeah, I can't remember the numbers.
But I think it was 10%.
Yeah, exactly.
And a lot of people say, well, yeah, but that's only like 9%. Yeah, but out of all of the shareholders, he had the majority individual shares.
Right.
So all he had to do is just get a few more people on board and give them, or they would have to give him the proxy voting rights
for the shares.
He takes over the company. It's literally, it's that simple, that complicated. Right now, you now know how a merger and acquisition works. That's how it's done. Right. Okay. He's just very smart and he's very confident. That's one thing I love about him. Did you see the confidence on him? He just lets things just roll off of him.
Oh, no.
Love it.
No.
And he's got Asperger's. Go figure. He's got something that people would say is bad. He just works with it. He's just like, okay, if that's what I got, I'll go around it. And he does. All right. So going back to like Grow Up Guys, there's an event this weekend that we're showing up, but eventually I won't need to do those things. Eventually I'll have what we refer to all the time as who's going to do it for you, meaning employees, people you hire, and you outsource those things, right? That's how you do it. And as an investor, I'm on the right side of the cash flow quadrant. We're building things. I'm investing in things. And once you're on the right side of the cash flow quadrant, now you can really leverage things up. Okay. Right. I think,
I think there's a little more to that than just that as well. I think, it's great, being able to delegate and not do all this stuff, but you got to make sure the message is clear. Make sure the people that are doing it understand exactly the points you want to get across and how you want them to get across. Because obviously how to sell. The person that you're hiring, that you're hiring know how to sell as well as you do. And you got to make sure you guys just dot your I's and cross your T's and make sure whoever you're doing is going to do a good job for you.
Yeah, that's why it's called training. Grant Cardone is a perfect example of that. He just trains. It's called Train the Trainer. Right. So he trains the trainer. By the way, that's a class in itself.
Right.
Okay. When you train the trainer, you train somebody that trains the people, right? That gets you out of the way. Somebody told me that it's impossible to own a restaurant and not be in the restaurant. You've probably heard it too.
Oh, yeah.
An absentee owner restaurant will go down in the toilet. That's not true. If you know what you're doing and you know how to train the trainer and you get the right people in, trust me, it can work.
Right.
So once you guys move over to the right side of the cash flow quadrant, some of you are going to start out with an LLC, sole propriety. You're going to be the sole owner, right? I'm going to teach you tonight. This is the 52 Creator Challenge. For those that are showing up, say hi. Bert, welcome, brother. Bert, I told him about the slight edge. Bert, literally, I think it was a week ago, said, "Hey, do you recommend a book?" It's like, and it's funny because that's exactly what we. And listen, the reason why I like books is it gets you into the mindset. So one of the things I would love for everyone to do, if you have it, reread it. Don't cheat. Reread the whole thing. I read this book 3 times minimum. My son does that too. Well, read the book. Don't take any notes. Don't highlight anything. You do that on the second pass. The third pass, I actually do notes. Let's see here. Bert, I'm going to tell you something. Reading it let's see. Oh, awesome. So you got the book. See, that's somebody's taking action.
Right.
Love it, Bert. You're ahead of the game. By the way, let's just quickly do some house cleaning and talking about the class. In the group, we're going to set up, by the way, if anyone doesn't know, I don't know if I can share the phone on here. The iPhone doesn't have it. It's plugged in for charging, but it doesn't have the the
headphone.
yeah,
headphone
the headphone jack, which normally with my other one I could do that.
Right.
But I can send it to it. But Facebook is doing a change on groups. They're changing the units. Okay. So we're going to have a better structure here. One of the things that we hated about the group in Facebook, and by the way, we do have a different way of learning inside the Creators Challenge on Monday because of the servers. We were going to do it this Monday, but we had to do some server upgrades. It's going to be this Monday. So just mark that down. I will make sure that everyone is aware of that. What is that? That is special training. Okay. Step 1, form your company name, corporation, all of that, all of that stuff that a lot of people don't like to talk about, but you need to do it.
Right.
Anyway, so Facebook's got to change. We're working with that change. So the group, I think it's going to be better, which is great. Okay.
No, that's awesome.
All right. Let's talk about industry. So part of being the 52 Creator Challenge or the Creators Challenge is, what are you going to do? It's what you love. I personally love teaching, right? So believe it or not, you can make a multi-million-dollar company out of teaching. We're not going to go into that. That's going to be for an actual class that we're going to run here in the group. We're going to teach you how to be a trainer. Okay. How do you take your training? How do you actually flush it out so that it's easy to understand and you can train it? And then how do you take that information and actually put it in a course? And then when you do that, where are you going to put it?
Right.
How are they going to get to it? You got to have a domain name. We're going to also teach you how to actually name it. So don't do it now. Right now, what you're going to do is understand what is it that you want to do and who do you want to serve. That is where,
get the idea, get the product idea, you know what I mean, and start wrapping your head around that, and that's the first step. What do you, if you can recreate yourself, what do you want to sell for the rest of your life? What do you want to do for the rest of your life?
Exactly.
What are you into? You know what I mean? And start putting your head around that,
Even though you're going to be working, it's not working. And there is a difference there. It's working, but it's fun. I like working out. So if I went into a gym,
all of it's peaks and valleys. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I don't care what you do. You know what I mean?
No,
it's
last
not
night
all
was
roses,
a nightmare, but
but you much rather be doing this than working for the man or working for somebody else or taking crap from somebody you don't even like. You know what I mean? Look at the other side of the equation.
Without a doubt. By the way, you're absolutely right. What would you rather? You're working for somebody, and we're not going to talk about, employment, going self-employed, but we got to get it out of the way because you being a creator, we're going to get you to go pro as fast as we possibly can. But here's the deal. The 52 Creator Challenge is that you're going to give it a whole year. I see people give up after week 3 or 4. It's like, are you serious? Some of you, and I hope some of you soon, or the ones that are coming in next week, are going to be the ones that hit 6 figures in 6 months. I know there's going to be a few that's going to do that. Some of you might even hit 7 figures in 6 months. All I'm saying, even if you hit 6 figures in 12 months, you did it.
Right. I mean,
You did it.
right. But it's persistency and consistency,
Yes.
and not giving up, I mean, you got to stay after it.
You do. So listen, right now, folks, I don't have my tablet in front of me. Notebook computers, believe it or not, is still a thing. Okay. I love it. But the phone and tablets are where it's at. So tonight, I want to give ideas tonight, and I want to spark your creative juices, right? I want to give you gasoline and start that spark, get it on fire so that you guys are actually going to grow, right? You need that to have the motivation to actually do something. Have you ever like got on a mission like you with the trails? Once you start seeing it, like what's it like? Okay, so you're sore, you're tired, whatever, you go to bed, right? You can't wait until morning because you want to get back at it.
Right.
That's what I'm talking about. When you do that, you're never working again. It's hard work, but when you love it, it's different. Okay.
Right.
This is a $1 million, multi-million. I can almost say billion now because what's his name?
People are proving it.
Yeah. He made $1 billion business off his phone.
Right.
We'll talk exactly how that happens, but let's just talk about a little bit of it. You create a course that is needed. And before I say that, actually, no, I'll come back to that. You create a course. A lot of courses are actually being taught and consumed on the phone, one of which, and you could somebody do the math on it, or you can Google it to find out. But you have, let's see, what's the name of it? It is, I'm going to forget the name. It's the one where even Chef Ramsay's on it. Can't think of it. Anyways, what's that?
Mastermind?
No, that's a different one. Master's class. Class. I think it's called Master's class. I actually got it. But here's the thing. Yeah, it's Master's class. Here's the thing. Somebody came up with the idea. They got a platform, and these people are coming in. There's even people that are making millions. It's harder though. So there's a better way. So be careful. We're going to talk about that on another episode. But here's the deal. There's other classes out there where it's bullpen effect, like Masterclass. The only problem with it is now you're competing with other people that are there. Yes or yes?
Yes.
But still making millions. Like some of them have made millions because they did what was needed to really get going. Okay. But this is it. So today people are consuming a lot of stuff. You got multiple companies that are going online. Colleges are in trouble with the exception of like teaching licensing stuff like police officers, nurses, lawyers, stuff like that. That's always going to be a need for that. However, entrepreneurship and anything else, you would be best like a college kid today. I would tell you if I was a college kid today, or like I'm thinking about going to college, unless it's specialized, I'd rather find my thing that I love, find the best company that I inspire to be or want to work for. And I would go to them and say, can I mentor for free? Like I will be there the first thing in the morning. I'll be the first to show up, last to leave type of stuff. So
right.
You got to pay for college there. You don't have to pay. That's what I would do. Then learn that and then go into entrepreneurship. Now, if you're older, like myself, you can go online and learn it. Right. So that's what I would do. And if you could be a trainer, this is really where I think a lot of you can get there a lot faster. If you've got a lot of knowledge in your head, I don't even care if it's cooking or gardening. You can make $1 million out of gardening. Swear to God, like vet it, look it up.
Right.
You can make $1 million in just gardening. And I don't mean to just keep talking money, but I just want to show you the possibility. Okay. The other thing, this is the creator's economy. It's never been a better time to be a creator than right now. Never been a time. By the way, if any of you are struggling, feel free to put it in the comments. Anything that you feel like you need training on, put it in the comments. Okay. We need you to help us grow the group too. We need volume. You need it. This is for you guys. Like we're part of this. So Let me talk about some of the things that we're doing. Okay. I've made a plethora of money with companies that I created. My very first company that I created was capital resolution. I did business turnaround. It didn't start out that way though. It morphed into that. Okay. Remember I say your customers shape you into who you become. And it was a great company. It did take a lot of my time. And I was on the left side of the cash flow quadrant. Okay. Meaning I was a business owner. If I'm homesick, the business stops. If I'm there, the business is going. I don't like that concept anymore. Okay. So I moved over finally. I moved over to the right side of the cash flow quadrant. Now I'm a creator of systems, business owner of systems, not a business owner like an attorney that's John Doe. What do they call themselves at the end? John Doe EQ or Esquire. John Doe Esquire.
Right.
That's a job. So he went from employment and now he owns the job. Okay.
Right.
Now, if he grew the firm and got other attorneys to come in as employees and he oversees the firm and they bring in the deals, if you will, either they're doing the litigation or they're doing mortgage closings, whatever it is, he now owns a business, a system, a business, because he can actually leave it and it's still making money. He can then sell it. Can't sell a job. You can't sell a job.
Nope.
Does that make sense?
It does make sense.
If you're a CPA, you got to grow it as a firm. Now it's actually sellable.
Right.
If you're just a person, well, believe it or not, somebody, H&R Block would pay for some people's book of business. They would pay, but it's not like exit money.
Well, no, I mean, but a firm has clients. You know what I mean? When you're buying a business, you're looking for the customer or the client, that already do business with you.
Yes. Because of COVID-19, everybody has been trained now. They realize it's online. Everywhere you go, you see hiring, right?
Yeah.
That's because there's a new way now. We're going to talk about that. We have some actual intel now. We have people that said why they left, like, let's say a waiter, and they're doing so much better on their own. We have some like feedback now as to what's going on. We'll bring that up next week. Let's see. Okay, so let's talk about some of the things that we're doing. And I'm going to give you some background. So we created, well, I own a company called Spartera that we create SaaS systems, but I was doing it for others, and now we're doing it for ourselves. D and I partnered on a couple deals. Matter of fact, HostFox, which we'll talk about here in a moment. But one of the companies that we started as a SaaS system, meaning it's software that becomes a business, then it becomes its own business, meaning we'll incorporate it, and then it can actually be purchased. There is an exit strategy in everything that I do, other than teaching. Okay. There's an exit strategy in everything I do. I'll teach until I die. That's what gives me pleasure, right? I'm always going to be working. So this is part of what I love to do. I love giving back. But at the end of the day, whoops, one moment. One moment here. Sorry. For some reason it was saying like there was a bandwidth, but I got rid of it. So why did we build this one thing? So let's talk about it. It's called Contractor Pages. So by the way, guys, this is like inside information. Like you're seeing why I did what I did, how I did it. D and I partnered on part of it. Why did we? Okay. Because there was a problem in the industry. There was a problem in the industry, meaning if the industry wasn't broken, should I have built it?
Who knows? We probably still would have, but you know what I mean? It might have been a little different.
Yeah, as long as it's different. If it enhances or makes it better, or it's a better mousetrap, let's put it that way.
Right.
What we saw though is there was a problem, okay, and we were a solution to the problem. So write that down. Be a solution to a problem. So even Bert, I still don't really know what you do. By the way, for those that are joining, we also say I'm recommending get the book called The Slight Edge. We're going to refer to that book. It's going to help you stay on your path and not give up on yourself. Please read that book. I get no commissions or anything. You find the way you want to go buy it. And we have no links. We're not going to drop any links. Just get the book. It's going to help you. If you have the book, go find it, dust it off, reread it. Don't like skip through your notes, reread that thing. I recommend you read it twice. Okay. So here's the deal. Contractor pages. So what is it? Our deal is we bring contractors on. Oh, well, Tim, there's other companies that do that. Yeah, I get that. So watch this. Follow me here.
Right.
We bring contractors in, but for the homeowner, it's free. Believe it or not, Thumbtack, Angie, all of those, they have to pay. They have to pay for the lead.
Right.
How crazy is that? Right.
That is crazy.
Like, you see what's going on with Netflix, folks. You can learn from it. You're going to hear me say it all the time. Be a student of what's going on. Netflix is making a bad decision right now.
Oh, big time.
And there's a huge solution to it, but it is what it is. So for me, it's like, no, I want it to be free for the homeowner. They're going to be able to download an app. And if they want a gardener, they can click on gardeners, and Contractor Pages is going to serve up, find the best, and send it to them. And they have the right to choose who they want to go to. Here was the problem. With other platforms, it's a race to the bottom.
Well, exactly. Whoever's paying the most is who they're going to send.
Exactly. And that's the problem. And then the contractors lose because these other places take a percentage of the deal on top of the cost of getting the lead.
Right.
We weren't going to do that. So what do? We built the platform where you pay a monthly fee, and it's unlimited. They're going to get as many. By the way, this is not a pitch. We're not asking you to join. I'm giving you guys one of the things that we do and giving you behind the scenes why we built it. It's a SaaS business. It doesn't mean you have to do that. We're giving you products that we're doing, so you kind of see how we flesh these things out. And at the end of the day, so here's the deal. Our goal is to get 2,500 members, meaning contractors, by the end of August. And if we do that, the revenue coming in, obviously you don't keep everybody understands that, but would be about roughly $315,000 per month. Pretty good. Believe it or not, that's Elon Musk did that. Like today, folks, one is Ty Lopez. Ty Lopez created a company called Mentor Box. See the slight edge? That would have been a Mentor Box. Mentor Box became a hundreds of $1 million company just in a year span, maybe a year and a half. I'm not going to say the guy was broke, but he certainly wasn't that. You can build something. You just have to think it up, and you got to flesh it out right. I'm dying here. I got to get water. So that's it. Now that's one thing that we're doing, right? Now you got to be careful, and believe me, I'm guilty of this. Don't do too many things. Once you get to a certain level, you kind of can, what you can do. Just be careful of dreaming up too many things. What I would recommend that you do is you have a brain dump first. What are all the things I love to do? What do you want to call it? What's camping? Categories. What categories do you like? Like, what is that the right word for it? Like,
basically,
industries.
Right. But like, I mean, you're fleshing out all the ideas you have. You're putting all the ideas down on the list, and then you're breaking each one down. You know what I mean? And seeing which one, pros and cons, however you want to break it down, profitability, barriers to entry. You know what I mean? You're gonna flesh all those type of things out and pick a leader.
Yeah, you got to do the one thing that really does it for you. And then you look into the industry. And by the way, don't take too long doing this. Do enough. Then use a leaderboard or use, friends and family or whatever. Hey, I've got this thing. What do you think? Get some feedback on it, right? And don't always listen to too many no's, because some people don't remember.
Dude,
why did Elon Musk buy that? That's not going to
how many no's have we heard in our life?
Oh my God.
You're right.
You know what's cool about a no? A no is just, it gets you closer to the yes. Like that was sales 101, right?
Right. I mean, a no means I don't understand. You know,
I'll tell you what. Okay, so when I was younger, and folks, this is a lesson. Like when I was younger, I wanted to remember. Well, Cash Flow Quadrant. We always talk about that. That's Robert Kiyosaki. So when I
right,
read his book, it's like Rich Dad Poor Dad. Oh my God, I had that. I had a buddy, Jeff Moore, great guy. His parents, at least in my mind, I don't know if they were rich, but they seemed it. And I was picking his dad's brain, but to him, he was dad. For me, I saw the lifestyle and I loved it. And it wasn't just a money thing. There was something about it. Anyways, so I always and he loved it. He got a kick out of me picking his brain all the time. So I resonated with that book, right? And it made sense. Poor people have poor habits, period. But here was the epiphany for me. I had long hair, I already have a child now, Adam. And I went to my first mentor and he says, you got to get sales. Sales is where it's at. Folks, even this 52 creator, I don't care what you create. You got a bike business. It's sales, man. Contractor pages, it's sales. Embed Locker, sales. Coach Link, sales. HostFox, sales. Like everything is sales.
no, dude, it's funny.
You just got to understand that.
It's funny you say that because I don't know. I mean, it's been a good while ago now. It's like I never wanted to be in sales, and then you turn around and everything we do is sales. You know what I mean? Like and you realize it one day, like I am in sales.
It's the best business to be in, folks. If you really learn how to sell, like in a non-threatening, scammy, I don't mean to say car salesman. I think it's kind of mean that that's used, but everyone knows that one car salesman. You know what I mean? That just won't stop and it's annoying. You can either be that or you do it the right way and you just flourish and people thank you for buying. That's the way to be. And dude, we'll teach you how to do that.
It's funny. I mean, dude, like, and you still like everyone talks about like, like seeing where you've been and instant gratification and all this kind of stuff. There's no more instant gratification than selling something.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Like it's instant. You all of a sudden you feel better about yourself because you know what I mean. You sold something.
Not to mention, let me use you as an example. You have such a passion for like mountain biking, right? So when you sell a mountain bike, when you're describing that bike to that person, that passion shows through it. Like if you didn't believe in the bike, they're going to see that too. So, but by you saying, oh, no, this is the bike, you know what I mean? Right. And that builds up that excitement. Like me, if somebody says, Tim, I'm not going to show this because this is going to be a different book for a different time. That book, you got to buy this book. I couldn't buy it fast enough. Like they got to give me the why though. Well, why? Oh my gosh, it changed this. Like I had a problem with this or I had a problem with that. And as soon as I read the book, it corrected it. Okay, where is it? Right. That's all you need for a book.
Right.
This is why people that are listening right now, 52 year. Yeah, I'm dead. 52-week creation. Part of this is at the end, maybe the juxtaposition is going to be an author. Maybe you're going to write a book. I have a book right now that now, by the way, I found the right way to this one publisher. I'm not going to get into it now, but I want this book published, right? Because that's another give back. And believe it or not, there is money in writing a book as long as you do it right. Okay. Getting back to your bike though, that passion comes through. So I went to my mentor and you were talking about sales and I asked you, are you married? I'm talking to you, D.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's sales. You had to convince her to marry you.
Right.
I had to convince my wife. I want to marry you. I did it the traditional way, proposal stuff. But if I suck, she's going to say no. You got to convince them, right?
Right.
And I didn't tell her, by the way, the first 5 years we're going to be broke.
Oh, dude, right. No, sometimes, I wonder how she definitely has not gotten the best of me the first.
No, absolutely not. Not to mention what was cool about that is my wife and I did a lot of stuff together. She enjoyed it, but I'm like, okay, I was a partier, long hair, you know what I am. but this is where I want to go. So she saw that. Like I was done. I had to unfortunately walk away from some friends. Some of them are still living in the 80s, if you know what I mean, still partying
Yeah.
and stuff like that. I'm like, I'm done. And if you don't want to be, I get that, but I really want this out of life. And it reminded me of a little bit of what's his name on the Titanic, how he was all, conquering the world thing. And then the old movie called It's a Wonderful Life, where he wanted to get out of Bedford Falls. That
Right.
was me with Jamestown all my life. Like, I can't wait to get out of here. Now I fell back in love with it. You're from Virginia and you think this place is the greatest. It's
I'm
funny
from
how
West
the people
Virginia.
that aren't from
You're
here
right.
love it.
I'm not from Virginia. I'm from West Virginia. Which
Why
is a
do
huge,
I say that? I
I
know that.
don't know. There's
See, I think it's the
two different
same,
sides
and
of
you
Civil
know that
War.
it's not. I'm like West Virginia, it's the same thing, right? No,
Right.
it's
Yeah.
not.
No. Virginia's still. All of everyone from Virginia is still upset that we actually succeeded from the state. So.
Okay.
Right. Not
So
all
there's
of them, but a lot of them.
animosity there, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so but you love the area, right?
Oh, dude, I definitely fell in love with the area. You know
But
what I
when
mean?
you talk to somebody that was here, born and raised, a lot of them like, "No, I wanna leave,"
What did
it
you know? It's funny. I don't care where you're from. Like, in Morgan, like where I'm from in Morgantown, West Virginia. Everyone like in my day were either going to Pittsburgh or Charlotte.
Yes.
You know,
Yep.
no one was sticking around town.
I never could understand the Pittsburgh thing.
I mean, well, that was after all the steel mill stuff, and it was
Yeah.
coming back. You know what I mean? Like the steel mills were done. It was getting into tech and health. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Healthcare and kind of reshaping itself. I mean, Pittsburgh's a fun city. I'm not.
Yeah.
I lived there for a few years, but um, but they're either moving to Pittsburgh or Charlotte. Now, you come up here and like, I love this place, but like, same issue. You know what I mean? Everyone is wanting to go somewhere else.
Right.
And like you look at people moving in here aren't second generation or third generation people. It's outsiders coming in for vacation homes.
Yes.
You know.
And we we were just now Austin was cool. Austin had like these downtown areas, so it did feel I felt the vibe. So that was cool. But I went to Raleigh and I just didn't feel like it felt like there was all these pod plazas, and we talked about it a week ago.
Right.
We're here. Well, the reason why I bring this up is, folks, part of the 52 week creator program is you can be anywhere.
Dude, and you hit it on the head earlier when you're talking about like now's the best time for be creator. Because you think about it, between the age of the internet and what you can do now, then also the shift in the paradigm to remote working, remote learning.
Yes,
I mean, it doesn't. You truly can be anywhere right now.
you can, and you can create your own economy. That's part of the 52 creators. We're going to teach you how to create your own economy.
Right.
So, yeah, I agree with that. I love it. But let's get back to sales. Sales is it. So when I went to my mentor and he just said, you got to get sales, sales is where it's at. And I learned, and then it was hard. Right. So I was listening to Les Brown and anything that would motivate me, because I hated hearing no's. Right. And I was selling vacuum cleaners. Like, how horrible is that? But believe it or not, like I had to believe in it. So I'm like, okay, if I have to believe in it, I'm going to look at 3 companies. I hate to even bring it up. One was Rainbow, Kirby, and Electrolux. Isn't it weird? I can still remember, but Electrolux won out. It was like, if there's a sexiness to a vacuum cleaner, theirs was sexier, like meaning it just was a better machine. The other one was like, it had water in it, made no sense. And the other one was so freaking heavy. How's grandma going to pick that up? You right? The Kirby.
Right.
And it paints your house. That makes no sense. Talk about mismessaging. So I'm like, Electrolux it is. And I started selling. And this one guy said something profound to me. And he was really successful, by the way. He goes, Tim, how many no's have you heard? I go, wait, what? He goes, like today, how many no's did you hear? I say, yeah, kind of a lot, like 5. He goes, that's not a lot. He goes, when you get to 20 no's in a day, you're going to be very successful. Let me repeat that. When you get 20 no's in one day, you're golden. anyone give me any more? And I'm like, it makes no freaking sense to me. That makes no sense to me. So I'm driving, and I'm thinking 20 no's. You need a yes to make money. Right.
Right.
That
Right.
makes no
I mean,
sense to me.
I'm getting 5 no's now. Why do I want to increase it to 20?
Yeah. You get 20 no's.
Right?
So finally, we started a conversation, and he says, "Where are you at?" And I said, "Well, I'm getting there." I said, "By the way, the 20 no thing, it's been bothering me." He goes, "Tim, when you can accept no's because you know that yes is coming, and you're willing to go to 20 before you give up on the day, you're going to get all this. The success is there."
Right.
Meaning, you got to understand it's a numbers game. So the moral of the story, it's a numbers game. It's like you're going to get no's today. Guess when your no is? You have an ad on Facebook. You have an ad somewhere. You're like Grub Guys. Like there's some things that we do. Only the yeses come to us. You don't have to deal with no's anymore.
Right. Right.
How cool is that?
No, what's funny is I thought I was going to be perfecting your pitch. You know what I mean? Like I was thinking in my head, like what, you know what I mean? Like once you get 20 no's, you got to change your pitch,
Well, that is part of it though. Meaning you're going to get better because eventually you don't get 20 no's.
Exactly
So
right.
you're aiming for 20. His deal is if you don't get 20 no's, and this is the juxt. If you don't get 20 no's in a day, you didn't work hard enough.
Well, no, exactly. That's right. You're right. You're seeing 40 houses in order to get your 20 no's as opposed to, you know what I mean? Like seeing 21 houses and getting 20 no's,
Exactly. Let's say my job. Oh, by the way, I was talking earlier, running hospitality, property management. My future myself is creating a program, perspective to organizing events, mountain bike industry to motivate the new industry and tech people direction to grow cycling. Very cool. Don't understand it. Okay. So Bert, you gotta, so here's the deal. That is too much. You got to bring that home a little more, brother, because if I read it again, I'll probably understand that more. But let me ask you this, Norm or D, if you were to look at this, how can you tighten that a little bit to say, so what we're doing right now, folks, is if you had an elevator pitch, like for instance, let me just use Grub Guys, Bert. For those that are joining that wasn't on, Grub Guys is a company we're investors on. It's a steak company, okay? D and I was at a thing, and you and I both, this is how this thing came about. And then I'm going to come to Bert's deal. This is how products get fleshed out. And it's so how much fun did we have that day when we went back to your place and we're like,
oh, dude, it was a blast.
The problem was that Sam's Club was leaving the area. I'm still a little in mourning over it, but not as bad. Okay. I would go into runnings just to feel like it was still Sam's Club, and it's nothing like it. It's a joke, but you get the point. I love Sam's Club. It had, it just, for me, it was like, you know why I loved it? I would go in there when spring's coming, and I'd be like, Lori, the grills are out. Like that did it for me. Like, meaning it's not even that I wanted to grill. It just means spring's coming, Now, come August, they're going to bring Christmas crap out. So it doesn't even work anymore. So anyways, going back to Bert. So watch this, Bert. We did this. D and I were at this thing and somehow still can't remember how we got to tasting it, but we had some steak. And I knew even in early life that when you go like here, there was a certain restaurant. It's like, how come I can't cook my steak like that? I marinate it. I do all the stuff. Come to find out that has nothing to do with it. Okay. Nothing. I mean, you can make a bad steak taste a little better, but what it comes down to is a superior steak, a premium steak. Yes or yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
So I'm like, what's that?
In the cuts.
In the cuts. Yeah. Oh, yeah, by far. My favorite, ribeye. Your favorite is the
New York strip.
Yeah, that's a good tie. But I still am a ribeye fan. Cowboy.
You're right. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I love a porterhouse.
Yes.
I just can't eat. They're just so big anymore. I just can't eat. You know what I mean?
Which is true. Yeah, it's just so much.
It's just so much.
And it's a little too
tomahawk. I love, dude. There's nothing.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's the Flintstone steak,
Right.
Matter of fact, I even had certain cuts that I never had before. Like I think you introduced
That was,
me.
you know what, the day I'm totally, we're getting totally getting off topic here.
Well, we are and we're not.
But right, but the day we bought all those steaks and came up here and grilled them
Oh my
and
God, that
sampled all of them was one of like the best days of my life. You know what
I
I
had to
mean?
pinch
Like, dude, it
myself.
was
Am I in
like,
heaven?
right, exactly. Like, dude, like there are cuts that we never even heard of before
Yes.
that just blew our minds. And there are
Oh,
stuff that we thought we liked that was like, dude, there's so much other stuff that was so much better that we,
without a
it
doubt.
totally changed how we looked at stuff. And it was fun doing it.
Oh, it was so much fun. And then we had a pitch, folks. Like, so here was the deal. So now we're like, holy crap. How can we get people to have this experience? Because I had Omaha. I had Chicago. Good. Chicago better than Omaha.
Yeah.
Very good, but small, like really tiny 6-ounce portions and
Right.
stuff like that. And $89. Like,
Well, exactly. Like Omaha's like the Walmart of steak delivery. You know what I mean? Like,
yes.
it's okay, but it's not nothing. You know what I mean? Like, it's
Right.
not great. You know?
Yep. And then we learned about the wet age, dry age thing, and the game changed. And and for me, I'm a foodie. So listen to this, guys. We talked about, like, I own Host Fox. There's all these things that we have, and D has together as well as separate. A lot of them, though, D, don't they come down to a passion?
Oh, dude, 100%. Listen to us talk about steaks. You know what I mean? Like, you know.
So Bert, I'm gonna get there in a minute. Just hang on, Bert. So here's the deal. So Bert, your pitch. So let's go with Grub, guys. So D and I figured out, okay, this is like, everyone needs this. Like, this is crazy, because I will tell you, part of the problem today is, for restaurants, is the home cook, because of, I believe, Food Network, what's his name? Chef Ramsay and
right.
And you
Bobby
got
Flay and
Bobby Flay.
Right.
Matter of fact, we went to a restaurant where Bobby Flay did the throwdown and Bobby won. But at the end of the day,
dude, like, just remember, like, even like the emeralds and the
Emerald.
Paladines and all that. You know what I mean? Like, right.
I bought everything Emerald was selling, even his merch.
Right.
Now I want to steak. Watch it. That's hilarious. Yeah, but now, Bert, think about that for a moment. And even all kidding aside, think about our commercial. I'm going to get there, Bert. So I want you to really, and everybody listening to this is a huge lesson. So watch. D and I had an uphill battle because the company that we were pitching, and then we had to go out and outsource. Matter of fact, one of our suppliers is in Kansas, because that's where a lot of the best product was coming from. No hormones, no this, no that. And we're not pitching steak. But here's the deal. We knew we had it. Now we had to put, do you have to grab that? Don't.
No, dude, I'm totally not grabbing it. I'm sorry, it's ringing, you know?
No, it's fine, bro. So here's the deal. And then we pitched, and there's a long story how we got them to actually make a contract, and we did it. And at that point, I'm a foodie. So for those that are listening, I'm a foodie, and probably for the rest of my life, something is always going to be connected to that. I have a domain name called Earthy Chef. For those that are part of the 52 Creator, you're going to see that come to life soon, and what that's going to be. Okay, it's called Earthy Chef, and that's going to be an actual thing. But it's the passion. So we took our passion, we saw a solution to a problem that was already happening. We're direct to consumer. By the way, write that down. Direct to consumer, huge. So 3 things real quick. Obviously, internet, anything. So internet, anything. Can you get a product to a customer through the internet? Just write that down. Can you? Yeah. You're on it. Okay. 2, could you teach it? So just write that down. Can you teach it? 3, can you ship it? Ship it to, so it could be digitally going to the client or shipping to it. If it's those 3 things, you're really in the right spot. That's what I would highly recommend that you do. Okay. So with me, how would I pitch Grub Guys to, like, a customer? Here's what I would do. You know how you go to a restaurant, a high-end restaurant, and you have a steak, and it's like, how come I can't make my steak taste like? Yeah. Well, that's what we do. We sell those type of steaks.
Right.
Damn, they get it.
Right.
You got to make it tight.
Well,
Imagine going into the elevator. You're in the elevator going to the next floor. It's got to be quick. Go ahead.
right. Well, I was gonna say, I mean, this is the one thing that you've taught me over all the years of us being together, is the fact that, yeah, you got this. Now you got the good quality steak to cook, and then we're also going. We're behind it's going to be the education on how you should cook it.
Yes.
You know what I
Yes.
mean? Like, in case you don't know, we're going to show you that as well, which is something that you've really pushed the envelope on for us. You know what I mean? So, and that's because of the teaching passion from you.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And that's even with you have YouTubers that are making 6 figures per month. Legit, like 6 figure, meaning over $1 million. So can you deliver it? Can you teach it? Like, anyways, you guys, every week we're gonna, and by the way, it's gonna be in a way to where it's easy to digest. So today we're talking about the industry, so you get your mind going, get the book. Bert, squeeze that in, make it tighter. What is it that you have? What's the problem? How do you solve the problem? I'll give you another one. Let's say somebody helps somebody with debt, like they're a debt person of some sort. I help people that are inundated with debt to get out of debt without filing a bankruptcy.
Right. Let me take a stab at Bert's, and then he can chime in.
Go ahead.
He wants to start a business focused around getting people into cycling that can hopefully change their lives.
Still don't get it.
Whether it's addiction, whether it's give them something to brighten up their day more. You know what I mean? Like get their mind off their problems and get them on a bike.
How about I help those that need a mind shift through biking, or I help those that have this through mountain biking. Somehow, some way, you got to just twine that in. Well, how does that work? Well, here's the thing. There's endorphins that form when you're mountain biking, and it's kind of like this. I think even going to a gym helps. Like, it's almost the same thing. It's just a different method, right?
It's just whether or not you want to be inside or outside.
You just got to figure out, how can I tighten that a little bit? I help those with this by using this, or I help those fight addiction through mountain biking. Ooh, now I get it.
Right.
Or I help, maybe it's corporations. I help corporations get their employees get in better shape through mountain biking. I help companies create commodity or an environment or a culture through mountain biking, because it does.
Right.
Imagine people that are shy. I help people that are shy become outgoing through mountain biking. You see where this is going?
Right.
That's what you need to do. I help those that suck at cooking become great chefs, right? Like they get that. There was a book called How to Boil Water. Now people are like, wait, what? Like, you have to think what they were doing. They're literally going to teach you how to become something great. Okay, let's see what we got here. What do we got? Using cycling and self-confidence. Dude, you did it.
That's it.
Did it. See what I mean, Bert? Like, Bert listens to. You tightened it up. Like that, Bert, you got to keep that. Like, that's it. That's amazing. Actually, I got chills on that one. That's actually awesome, brother. Especially that quick. You just got it. But there it is. There's your message. There's your message. That's going to be within your marketing. And by the way, when we talk about marketing, we're not talking about like, oh, we got them. We got to get them, because we got to get people over. I think you could talk about mountain biking all day and never get bored, because you love what you do. That's what it's all about.
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
Okay. All righty. We're going to wrap this up. It is 8:00. So today we're talking about the 52 creators week. Oh my goodness. See how I'm done. I just read my notes. That's awesome, brother. Hey, you want me to bring it up so you can rewrite it? It's just so funny. It's awesome. I can't wait till this group is, thousands, because now, mind you, we got to keep it tight. We don't want it too much, because then it kind of gets where it's not intimate anymore. So we want to keep this group tight. We're here to help and serve you. For those that are joining now, or the first thing you need to do is sign up for creators, because we're going to help you. There's additional stuff that's not going to be here that we're going to be sending you. And then after the 52 creator, or during 52 creators challenge, I have a book that's going to be published that I'm also going to give you guys like free, give it to you. Okay. So make sure that you sign up by going to 52creator.com. You're part of the program. Okay. The other thing, if you're not a member, which anyone that's on right now, I'm sure you are, just make sure that you join Link Boss, the group. I would highly recommend those that know people that are like you that want to do something, bring them in.
Right. You know, and let me say this, please, if you're in the group, please introduce yourself. It doesn't have to be a video. It can just be a post, be a message, you know, like,
for sure.
Right. Just, you know, interact with us a little bit. And, you know, if you don't want to put yourself on the video, or you're, you know, start out with a post, you know, we'll get you there.
And by the way, in this fall, we're going to have where we bring you all on, and behind me, not in this studio, into the studio that we're building, you're going to see like, and don't be afraid of that. We're going to teach you how to be on a mic. We're going to teach you how to film yourself.
Right.
We're going to teach you how to use the phone and create an incredible program. Like, you don't need high level, like, wizardry stuff anymore.
Right.
It's so easy. The barriers have come down.
Exactly. And it's about being authentic. You know what I mean? Be yourself, you know,
without a doubt. So listen, folks, we will update you right into the group. Welcome again. Get an accountability partner. I would highly recommend that you do that. Just invite them in, and then you both agree to be an accountability partner. We're going to bring you up to speed on stuff that we're doing, just to give you ideas, you know, as to what it's like. Okay. Like, we talked about contractor pages, like why we developed that, why we put it out there. We talked about, you know, my goal is to get that to 300K per month by this the beginning of fall, September 1st, the end of October. I'm sorry, August. We talked about Grub Guys. We just got a 3.5 valuation on that million. We know what we're going to do and scale that. And then we get the right people in there to run that company. We're going to show you all of the different things. And then, of course, we have SaaS programs that's going to actually help you with your core, which we're going to talk about next week and sooner. And by the way, just so everyone knows, this is not like one training a week. We have training that goes with this. We're just going to come on live every week, once or twice. You just show up where you're at, where your questions are, because this is your chance to ask a question. Okay? I hope you all get it.
That's right.
All righty, D, thank you. Say hi to your daughter. It is 8:00. I love the evenings. I hope you all do. If you would rather this in the evening, let us know, because we do go live on Wednesday. We might be doing it Tuesday.
Yeah. I think we tried. I like the idea of trying doing Tuesday evenings, and then we can follow up Wednesday morning. So if people got questions or got comments, or we didn't get the topic all done, we can finish it Wednesday morning so it's still fresh.
If that's all right with you guys, that's what we're doing. Hey, we're willing to do this. We're donating our time to this, because
that's the other thing too. Like it's us. If you guys got a better idea or better time, put it in the comments. Let us know. Don't be afraid to chime in.
Without a doubt. Appreciate you all. Get excited. Let's lock arms. Let's join forces. Let's make this happen. This is about, look at D. He's with his family. Being a creator, being an entrepreneur today gives you so much freedom. And with the tools of today, it's just incredible. So we're going to help you with that as well. If you're stuck or you don't even know what you really want to do yet, don't worry about that. We're going to help you. We have the fleshing out series that we're going to do, to where literally that's like, we have breakout sessions. And if you have accountability partner, I would highly recommend you get one, because that's where you help each other. Maybe it's going to be a partner. Maybe it's going to be a business partner. Maybe you're going to build a business together. I don't know. But get accountability partner that's going to help you stay on track. More importantly, make sure that you show up and do things. Like, in life, you got to show up. Meaning, what do I mean by that? Like, if you're wanting to start a business and you dabble in it, and it's like, okay, I'm going to try. And then next month, okay, I'm going to try. You're never going to make it. You gotta be working that like a machine. Okay.
Right.
And we're going to help you. Now, my promise to you is this: next May 1st of next year. I don't even know what it falls on. Oh, Tuesday, I think, unless we have a leap year. Because May 1st was Sunday or Monday. Oh, I think it was Sunday. So Monday. So May 1st will be a year. Okay. Because this is 52-week creator, right?
Right.
You're going to be either six figures,
May 1st
seven figures.
It's on a Monday.
Yeah. See, I got it right.
Dude.
You're going to be there. Like think about that for a moment. Like you could literally have a thriving company done right, especially online. We're going to help you with that. Next year at this time is the report card. It's like, okay, you got to commit though. It's 52 weeks. It's not this week and 3 weeks from now. No, it's every week you're going to put in some work for yourself and you're going to do some of the things that we help you with. And before you know it, you have a thriving business.
Right. Exactly. And I want you, also, I want you to think about, I can't wait to see where you are when you start a challenge and where you are 1 year from now, after the 52 weeks is up. I think you're going to look back and be like, holy crap.
Some of you are going to do it in 6 months. Some of you are going to do it in 3 months. Okay.
Exactly right.
If you have the right product, what do I mean by that? Especially if you're a trainer. If you're a trainer, we have a fast path to that. Okay. If you're a trainer and you have knowledge, I always use the gardening. I use that as an example. If you know how to garden and you have a garden and it's spring right now, start filming. That, believe it or not, that's a multi-million-dollar business. Well, at least $1 million business. And it never goes out of style, by the way. It never goes out. By the way, it's really big right now too. Like,
oh, dude,
people are looking this up.
The homesteading stuff is big.
Did you know that there's people that are afraid that like we're going to run out of food? I don't understand it. So I don't watch the news. So I don't know what this is all about, but
no,
there's people that are panicking.
No,
it's a good thing that I do intermittent fasting because I'm okay. I can live on one fish. No, I'm kidding. Okay. So listen, whatever it is, if you're a trainer, we're going to give you a path there faster, but you're still going to be committed, meaning some of you are going to get there faster. Some of you, it might take a year, but you're going to at least have confidence now. You're now going to understand. You're going to know. Some of you are going to have your own studio. Some of you are going to actually do what's called look over the shoulder videos, and you have no idea what that is. But I'm going to tell you this. If you show up, you're going to be able to do it, and we're going to help you with that. You just got to say, what is it that I want to do? And don't worry if it's not coming yet. Do the brain dump that I talked about. I know for me, it was, I'm a foodie. I love that. I love health and fitness, right? Like I could go on and on and on how great scale-ups are for you. That's how, you know what I mean? Like I have info, right? On top of that, I have finance stuff. Okay. I used to be a financial planner. I was a licensed financial planner. So I have stuff in the archives that could come out and train. Unfortunately, I've got so many things that at that point it's a brain dump and I got to pick what I really love. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So I'm not doing a lot of financial planning right now. Like that'll come later. We have a finance app that we want to eventually do. We have a food app called DineHop eventually. Do you get the point? Like there's so many ideas in today's economy. And I didn't go over all the stuff, all of the facts. Billion-dollar industry, multi-billion-dollar industry is just an education alone online.
And only growing.
Growing. And it's not like university stuff. This is how-to stuff that all you need to be is a few steps ahead of somebody else that they just want that information a little faster. That's all you really need to be. Right. So maybe you're not there yet, but maybe you're studying something. Maybe you're learning. I'm going to use it again. Maybe you're learning gardening. And in 6 months from now, you're going to be so much further ahead than the guy that's just starting or girl. Now you can start training. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. Alrighty. Let me just make sure I see a one up here. Let's see. Yeah. Have a good evening. And Tuesdays are perfect. Awesome, Bert. Okay. So we have one person saying Tuesdays. Tuesdays, it would be Tuesday evening. And then Wednesday morning.
Right. So they're back to back. We can follow up. We can add. We can finish. We can.
Yes.
Yep.
And then we'll let, and by the way, some of these will be saved in the archive. Some of them get deleted. So try to show up.
Right.
Come with
Exactly.
questions, because if we don't have the answer, we'll get it for you. Like, listen, we have experts that we lean on. I have experts in all sorts. I have literally a logo expert. Now I have a videographer expert, meaning how do you make your ads look so cool? And I think you've seen some of ours now, even with Grub Guys looking better, right?
Right.
I learned, and that's how you do it. All right. Good evening, everybody. I appreciate for those that shown up. Help us grow the group. We're going to create this movement. We want to lock arms, join forces. We're going to help some of you, even if you want to be an affiliate marketer. How do you go about that? You can make a business and a career out of it. Alrighty. Thanks again, everybody. We'll see you on Tuesday.
Yep. See you next week.